Whitney Mills, a devoted Scientologist, met a tragic end. Her life, once filled with hope and dedication to her faith, was cut short in a manner that left her community reeling. Her death, a self-inflicted gunshot wound following a failed self-immolation attempt, sent shockwaves through her community and beyond. Friends and family were left grappling with the sudden and violent nature of her passing. This wasn't just a personal tragedy. It was a tragedy entangled with the controversial Church of Scientology. The church, known for its secretive practices and controversial beliefs, became a focal point in the aftermath of Whitney's death. Whitney's mother, Layla Mills, believes the church played a role in her daughter's demise, alleging their negligence and interference prevented Whitney from receiving proper mental health care. Layla's grief turned into a relentless pursuit of justice, as she sought to hold the church accountable for their actions. This is the story of a lawsuit, a mother's fight for justice, and Scientology's legal maneuvering in the face of damning accusations. The courtroom became a battleground with Layla Mills determined to expose the truth. This isn't the first time Scientology has found itself embroiled in such controversy. The organization has a long history of facing allegations and scandals, often involving former members and their families. The organization, often labeled as secretive and cult-like, has a history of deflecting criticism and employing aggressive legal tactics. Their approach to handling dissent and legal challenges has been both notorious and effective. As the Whitney Mills case unfolds, one question lingers. Will justice be served, or will Scientology once again evade accountability? The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications for the church and its practices. Whitney Mills wasn't always struggling. She was once a vibrant, happy young woman full of life and dreams. Her journey with Scientology began with hope and dedication. A high-ranking Scientologist, she dedicated years to the church, believing in its teachings and its promise of spiritual enlightenment. But in early 2022, her mental health took a dark turn. The once bright and cheerful Whitney began to fade. Insomnia gnawed at her nights, leaving her exhausted and unable to function during the day. Anxiety became a constant companion, making even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. Hallucinations plagued her waking hours, blurring the lines between reality and nightmare. Twice, she landed in the emergency room, desperate for help, but traditional medical professionals were not the ones to respond. Instead of traditional medical professionals, Scientology stepped in, asserting their control over her care. Sea Org members, the church's elite, were assigned to monitor Whitney, ensuring she remained within the church's grasp. Her care, they insisted, would be handled internally, away from the prying eyes of the outside world. Enter Dr. David Minkoff, a Scientologist physician who took the reins of Whitney's treatment, promising to heal her. Instead of addressing her deteriorating mental state, he focused on a misdiagnosis: Lyme disease and a benign ovarian cyst, diverting attention from her real issues. Expensive, ineffective alternative treatments followed. Whitney's condition spiraled further out of control with no relief in sight. Chronic headaches, depression, lethargy, and excruciating skin sensations became her new normal, trapping her in a cycle of pain and despair. A year after Whitney's death, Layla Mills filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Church of Scientology. Her accusation was clear. The church's negligence and their insistence on controlling Whitney's medical care directly contributed to her tragic end. But instead of a swift reckoning, the case has become a legal quagmire. Scientology, known for its aggressive legal strategy, has seemingly deployed every tactic in the book to delay proceedings. Challenges to the court's jurisdiction, a barrage of motions and appeals, and endless requests for extensions and continuances have become the norm. It's a familiar pattern for those who've followed Scientology's legal battles. Each delay, each legal hurdle, adds another layer of pain to Layla Mills' fight for justice. It begs the question, what is Scientology so desperate to hide? The name Lisa McPherson rings familiar to those acquainted with Scientology's controversies. In 1995, McPherson, a Scientologist, died under the church's care. Her death, shrouded in allegations of neglect and medical malpractice, bears chilling similarities to Whitney Mills' case, and like a haunting echo, Dr. David Minkoff, the physician entrusted with Whitney's care, also treated Lisa McPherson. The McPherson case dragged on for years. Scientology, employing similar legal tactics, eventually saw the felony charges against them dropped. A wrongful death lawsuit filed by McPherson's family was settled in 2004, but the details remain confidential. The parallels between the McPherson and Mills cases are undeniable. Both involve Scientology's controversial approach to mental health, both involve Dr. Minkoff, and both raise serious questions about the church's accountability. Section 5. The Price of Silence. Expert Legal Analysis and the Erosion of Justice. Legal experts have watched the Whitney Mills case unfold with a mix of frustration and grim recognition. Scientology's delay tactics, they argue, are more than just legal maneuvering. They represent a calculated strategy to exhaust the plaintiff, both financially and emotionally. These tactics, often employed by powerful organizations, chip away at the very foundation of justice. The delays serve another insidious purpose: they erode public memory. As time stretches on, the details of the case fade, witnesses become harder to locate, and the public's attention wanes. This, experts argue, is precisely the outcome Scientology seeks. Justice delayed in this case could very well mean justice denied. Section 6. Whispers and outrage, public reaction, and media scrutiny. The Whitney Mills case hasn't unfolded in a vacuum. From hushed whispers to vocal protests, the public has taken notice. Social media has become a platform for outrage, with many expressing their disgust at Scientology's perceived manipulation of the legal system. News outlets have picked up the story, shining a spotlight on the case's troubling details and the church's history of legal entanglements. This heightened scrutiny, fueled by documentaries and exposés that have chipped away at Scientology's carefully crafted image, has put the organization on the defensive. But will it be enough to force a reckoning? Section 7. Beyond the Horizon, Implications for Future Cases and Accountability. The Whitney Mills case is about more than just one woman's tragic death. It's about accountability, about the limits of religious freedom, and about the right to proper mental health care. The outcome of this case could have far-reaching consequences, setting a precedent for future lawsuits against Scientology and potentially emboldening other organizations to employ similar legal tactics. If Scientology is once again successful in evading responsibility, it sends a chilling message that power and influence can trump justice. It also raises crucial questions about the role of regulatory bodies in overseeing organizations like Scientology, particularly when it comes to the handling of mental health issues. Section 8. A Call for Change, Mental Health Awareness, and Seeking Help. The tragic death of Whitney Mills serves as a stark reminder of the importance of mental health awareness. Mental health issues can affect anyone, regardless of their background, beliefs, or social standing. It's crucial to break down the stigma surrounding mental health and encourage open conversations about these issues. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please reach out for help. There are resources available such as the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline that can provide support and guidance during difficult times. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Section 9. Conclusion: Justice delayed but not denied. The Whitney Mills case remains a tangled web of legal maneuvering, accusations, and haunting parallels to past controversies. The courtroom battles have been intense, with both sides presenting compelling arguments. The public watches closely, their emotions running high as they demand justice for Whitney. As the case drags on, the question remains: will justice be served? The ticking clock symbolizes the growing impatience and frustration felt by many. Each passing day without a resolution adds to the tension and uncertainty surrounding the case. Will Scientology be held accountable for its alleged role in Whitney's death? The protesters outside the courthouse are a testament to the public's demand for accountability. They hold signs, chant slogans, and refuse to let Whitney's story be forgotten. The answer remains elusive, shrouded in legal complexities and the church's unwavering determination to protect its image. The redacted documents and closed doors symbolize the barriers to transparency and truth that many feel are obstructing justice. One thing is certain: Whitney Mills' story, like Lisa McPherson's before her, serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of unchecked power and the importance of demanding transparency and accountability from institutions, no matter how influential they may seem. The memorials and vigils held in their honor are a powerful reminder of the lives lost and the ongoing fight for justice. The fight for justice may be long and arduous, but it's a fight worth fighting. Each step taken towards the courthouse, each protest march, and each sign held high represents the collective determination to see justice served. For Whitney, for Lisa, and for all those who deserve answers and a measure of peace. The candles in the darkness symbolize hope and remembrance, a light that continues to shine despite the challenges faced, and for all those who deserve answers and a measure of peace. The diverse group of protesters and the signs they hold reflect the unity and strength of a community determined to seek justice for all.